And welcome back, everybody. Today I'm joined back with my two very good friends, Ant, Mazz. How's it going, guys?
We're here, Bobby. It's World Series time.
I'm hanging on by a thread if I'm being completely honest with you.
I do want to get in to something first because I want Mazz's reaction to this. I was talking to my friend last night, and he did say, he's like, well, he goes, New York teams in the playoffs and this and that. He goes, at least the Liberty did something.
I mean, that's obviously something to always be proud of, the way that they got things going. But the fact that remains this: the number one sport in all of the tri-state, not just New York, because New York, I believe it is basketball, right?
Yes.
But when it comes to the tri-state, Connecticut, North Jersey, New York,
Baseball.
we care about the Yankees. Not just baseball. We care about the Yankees.
Whoa, don't forget the New York Giants too. I think the Giants have just as much of a pull as the Yankees.
It's not the same. I'm telling you, it's not the same, right? Because yes, the Giants definitely pull, but it's the Yankees are just another level. There's history, there's tradition, right? Not that the Giants don't, but they're not the Yankees. We're talking about the team of Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and so many others. Right? It's passed down generation to generation longer than the Giants have been passed down. The Yankees been running baseball longer than the Giants have been an established franchise, my friend. All right? This is different. This is tradition. This is, let's be honest, a little bit of arrogance too, because we're obnoxious as all hell. I mean, we're ripping balls off of players like it's no problem. That's a problem. We'll get to that, I'm sure. And I want to congratulate the Liberty. I celebrated. Unfortunately, didn't make the I didn't know when the parade was. I didn't make it. I would have gone. I got
Last Thursday.
Yeah, I would have went if I would have known. I just did not get the word on it. I literally found out as the parade was happening. There was no way I was gonna make it in time. But I celebrated. We were watching. I have no clue how they won that with the way that they shot the ball. But you know what? We love it and we cherish it. But this is different. This is another level, right? This is Yankee. Like there's sports. And then there's the franchise names in sports. And is there a bigger franchise name in sports than the New York Yankees?
No.
This is a team where down in Brazil, they don't even watch baseball. And people are walking around with Yankees caps on just because of how iconic the logo is.
I think internationally, probably there's definitely soccer clubs probably get most of the pull around the world in general. Like Man United, Real Madrid, Barcelona.
I promise you won't see their logos as much as you'll see the Yankees logo. People don't even know what it is that they wear.
I would. I listen. You don't know me. I'm a Yankee diehard, but come on, Real Madrid and Man United, they're all around the world. They're like the Yankees too.
But here's my thing: I've seen Yankee caps in those stadiums on camera. I've never seen a Real Madrid cap at a baseball game, and that's obviously we're not. We're not as accustomed to soccer as we should be, but I'm just saying that when it comes to a brand, this is the greatest brand in sports.
You can thank Jay-Z and 50 Cent for that.
I mean, listen.
And Fat Joe.
Oh, that's stupid.
Whoa. Stupid. What do you mean?
You're going to offend Mazz if you say that, Rob.
What do you mean stupid? That was beautiful.
You liked it?
I loved every second of it. We got a Bronx native born and raised, hitting tracks that he made not only in the city, but for the city. Are you kidding me? If anybody has a problem with that, I'm just going to be honest. I question your character. You know what? Just because you don't like hip-hop music, you don't like it? Get on out of here.
Did you like that better than the Ice Cube one 2 nights prior?
I don't know. Ice Cube was pretty good.
Ice Cube was good.
I think he delivered better than Fat Joe did. I'm being honest.
See, that's it. Yeah,
that's. I can be honest with that. But don't tell me you didn't love the Fat Joe. All right. I honestly just feel like they just had better audio for the mic.
Well, you got to imagine if all the controversy that's going on right now. If Jay-Z was not tied up in all that controversy, he probably would be out there.
Well, I don't want to touch on that because I have no clue. Because I mean, listen, I still saw Beyonce out in public, so I don't think that has anything to do with it right now. I just think that it just comes down to Jay-Z made the Yankee hat more famous than the Yankees did to an extent. That's a great bar, but he's from Brooklyn. We have
it's New York City
Bronx guy. You go with the Bronx
It's New York
guy.
City, man.
I hear you, but I'm
Jay-Z
just saying,
was the biggest in the world.
you go with the Bronx guy. And we keep on talking about 50 Cent. He's a Mets fan.
I didn't say 50 Cent.
Somebody said something about.
He wears Yankee
yeah.
hats all the time, though.
I mean, that's just.
He
probably
just threw a
Yeah,
first
that's,
pitch. He tried to throw a first pitch at a Mets game, but he's not really.
It's the worst pitch I've ever seen in my life. But no, he's definitely a Mets fan. He's from Queens, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
But Bobby, you didn't like Fat Joe out there?
See, I'm with you. I like that they picked him. I think he's cool, but just the way the audio was and just how it went.
Bobo, I've had enough politics. I know it's election season, and you keep it up, I'm gonna end up putting you on the ballot. All right, but for the love of God, would you stop politicking and tell me how you feel right now? Did you like the choice? Yes or no?
Not really. Just because of how it turned out, but I'm a fan of his. He's a big Liberty guy.
Listen, I was at Billy's for Game 3
Oh, you were with Joe
in the
Forbes?
Bronx. I was with Joe Forbes. We were at Billy's. We were
Oh,
partying.
you didn't go to. You weren't at the game. You went to the.
Billy's. Yeah, no.
Okay.
No. You think I'm dropping $1,200 for seats?
When you texted me that, I was like, "How did you get the money to get tickets to this game?"
Absolutely not. I was not going to that game. I was at Billy's, and when Fat Joe came out there for that little intro, entire place went crazy, and that was the only time they went crazy the rest of the night.
Yeah, well,
it was kind of dead from that point on because the Yankees, didn't really show up. We left Billy's by the 6th inning and just kind of walked around.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God! I gotta say though, before we get into
at Billy's?
No, they were just letting people in.
Wow.
Bobby, we gotta take you to Billy's.
I've never even heard of it before.
It's the bar right outside the Yankee Stadium. It's just basically a warehouse, That's all it is. It's just a warehouse with like 2 bars in it.
Okay, yeah, I've never heard of it before. That this series would never talk about that, and then the place out in Los Angeles that was doing one and stuff like that. Because good thing they're there.
Though. It was a good vibe. I got invited out there again tonight by our very own Alex Pace.
Oh, you going?
No, probably not. Not spending all that money again to go back out there and potentially watch the Yankees lose the World Series.
What was the tab at Billy's? What was the damage?
Oh, so I had one drink, right?
Yep.
It was a vodka seltzer lemonade.
$17.
Yeah, about 17. But of course, I'm a good guy. I had to tip, so I had to tip $5, and it was like $22.
Okay.
That's not
for
bad.
for one drink. It's bad, Rob. That's very bad.
Could be worse. I
Prudential Center.
I met a dude the other day who said that he was at a stadium. He got a Jack Daniels, a double Jack Daniels and Coke, $75
At the stadium.
I think it was at MetLife.
That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous.
Right now, crap football teams, and you're charging that much money for drinks.
They really don't want people to go to Giants games anymore.
I'll tell you, and not just the Giants, the Jets too.
Yeah, I don't know, fellas. But back to this baseball, huh?
I see. Before we get into the series, I gotta hand it to Ohtani now, playing with a messed up shoulder.
He's not playing well, but
He's not. But he's still there. He's trying.
I hear what Bobby said.
You respect the hustle, you respect the grit, but at the same time, if you're not helping the team and you can't play at 100%, are you really helping the team? That's my whole argument.
No,
What
not at
would
all.
the criticism be if he didn't play, though?
I wouldn't think he got criticized. He dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah.
I think he'd be getting criticized.
That's enough to sit out a World Series game, especially when you're tied up, especially with the Dodgers tied up all that money into one guy. It makes sense why if he dislocates his shoulder, he doesn't play. No one would be criticizing him for that.
We're not talking about a potential playoff run. We're not talking about a regular game in the season. We are talking about being on the granddaddy stage of them all, of the World Series. You did pay him all that money, and you want him to be playing in these kind of moments, even if he's not at 100%, because he's that special of a player, right? I hear what you're talking about long-term investment, but the long-term investment is for these moments right here to have the shot at
You're up
winning
3-0.
the title.
You're up 3-0. If Ohtani's not playing is the main factor
3-1.
why you're not winning, or not 3-1, but they were up 3-0 at that point. So, like, if not having Ohtani in the lineup is the major reason why you lose a World Series, then your team wasn't good enough to be there in the first place.
There's a debate for that.
It's just like he's not putting contact on the ball. That's as simple as that right now. And he's walking a little bit, but like he's a DH.
He can't run.
His one job is to hit the baseball, and when you're not doing that in the World Series, same thing with Judge. If you're not doing that, then you're not benefiting the team.
Well, I want to start off with the first game. I put between the fan interference that happened in that first game and the silly call by Boone. I don't know what he was thinking to put Nestor Cortez in at that exact time. What somebody who hasn't pitched in over 30 days.
All right.
You haven't pitched in over a month, and I don't know what that was his first game back. I don't know what
I don't know. So the Yankees went what? 1 for 11 runners in scoring position. They left 12 guys on in that game. End of the day, you got to drive runners in. You got to score runs. You got to come up big when you need it. And when Aaron Judge is going 0 for 4 and striking out 3 times, you're not going to win games. And like the fact that the Yankees were still in that game, thank you, Giancarlo Stanton, is right. Everyone's got to start thanking that man for what he's been doing this whole postseason run. But you got to be thankful that you're even still in that game. But Boone also has to realize when you have to get 1 out and you're first in the top of the order, don't bring in your starting pitcher that hasn't pitched in 38 days to come in and get 2 of the biggest outs of the season. He was trying to create some magical moment and try to create a narrative. It didn't work. Nestor Cortez isn't a relief pitcher. That's not what his job is. He's not supposed to come in and try to nail down 2-out saves. That falls on a guy like Tim Hill or a guy like, I know Weaver was doing great, but you still had Jake Cousins who was pitching phenomenal at that point. You could keep riding with Jake Cousins. I wouldn't have been upset with it. But when you bring in Nestor Cortez, you're just opening up that vacuum to be questioned when things don't go your way. And I said it when they brought him in. I said this could be the greatest decision in Boone's managerial career, or the nail in his coffin potentially of ending his job and his time with the Yankees. And it didn't go his way right there. And the Yankees went down 1-0, and I think it really set the tone for the first couple of games of this series, because then the Dodgers came out, game 2, really put the foot on the gas. Freddie Freeman again homered, and after that, it just seemed like the Dodgers really took control, and hopefully the Yankees now tonight can keep it going.
So let's talk about that game 1, though, right? I think the problem is that, though, I hear what you're saying about the bats, and you make a good point, but then you got to find ways to impact the game. If the bats ain't flowing, the fact of the matter is you were up in that situation before Freddie even got to the plate, right?
Exactly. That game, they were ahead.
You decide to bring in, Nestor, which, don't get me wrong, I don't hate going to a starting pitcher. Had he been playing for the last month and has been dealing some nasty stuff, no pun intended, but the fact remains is that we hadn't seen him for quite some time, and you're putting him into a situation that he's not normally accustomed to going to. If you were going to go to a starting pitcher, why would you go to him? I don't understand it. There was 2 lefties, I believe, that were warming up that would have been perfectly fine. And then I got a problem with, if you're going to throw at the best guy in baseball who's not in pinstripes, right? You're going to throw at him, but we're not going to throw at Mookie, and then we're going to go throw at Freddie Freeman. It's
all about matchups. They want the lefty-on-lefty matchup. They don't want the lefty-on-righty.
Look how well it went.
That was the other mistake.
Well, he pitched well to Ohtani. Ohtani, he got out in that one pitch, a great catch by Verdugo going into the stands and, robbing that foul ball. And then the next batter, you walk Mookie, which I don't hate, because Mookie gaps one, the game's over. So you're pretty much just, staking everything on the game on that one at-bat with Freddie Freeman, who, let's face it, Freddie Freeman's not been himself this whole postseason. He's on a bum ankle. He's hurt. He's trying to will himself through it. And
he's going to be the MVP.
And look, and you know what? Props to him. He had a great at-bat. First pitch, Nestor just grooves a fastball, and he didn't miss it. So I don't hate the decision to go after a guy like Freeman in that spot in game 1, but I just don't like the way they brought Nestor in, the pitch selection. You don't throw him inside the heart of the plate, because they've said he's homered in what now? it made sense why you go after a guy like Freddie Freeman in that spot, and you throwing him inside pitches, and all 8 home runs. They showed a StatCast, spot of the zone of where he's hit his home runs. Every single one was on the inner half of the plate. You don't throw it there anymore. I don't know what to say.
That's my thing, though, right? This is supposed to be a team that, the analytics, you're telling me y'all don't know where to be thrown to him if that's where you're going to go to, which I never love loading up the bases in any situation. That's just me personally. I know there's the argument for a force, but the fact remains is that even if 90 feet away, right, that's where the tying run ends up being. I know what you're saying. Mookie hits one, but how are you going to not be afraid of Ohtani, but you're going to be afraid of Mookie? That just doesn't make sense.
It's lefty righty. That's what it is. I'm just telling you what it is. When you have a lefty pitcher on the mound, you take your chances with a lefty batter because it's harder to hit lefties as a lefty.
Okay.
Except if you're Freddie Freeman, because he just somehow figures it out every single time.
That's another thing too, right? You want to talk about the rest of the series. This guy has homered in every game that they played against him. Why are you even pitching to him anymore? That should be an intentional walk every time.
That was game 1. So now it is. Hindsight's 2020. Now that he's hit a home run in 4 games.
I'm saying moving forward now, like the last 4 games that they've played, this guy's had a homer. At this point tonight, he shouldn't even be pitched to.
You could pitch to him. You just can't throw him inside pitches. It's just simple as that. Don't throw him any pitch that's on the inner half of the box. Just away. And if he walks, he walks. That's what it is. I don't know why they are insisted on just throwing him that inside fastball, because he could just turn his hips and just pull it. That's what he's done so far, especially with the short porch. You saw a home run last night, really barely got out. If it wasn't for the short porch, that was definitely not going to be a home run.
No. That's what they said last night. The one big thing about that stadium was it's easier to get it out than Dodgers.
That's why the Yankees always get lefty power hitters. It's one of the reasons why they always get it. Rob, how you feeling though right now? You think this Yankees team can do it?
I hope so. I said they need something to turn them around, and I feel like maybe last night was that something.
What do they need moving forward, do you think? What's the biggest thing?
If it's not Judge, then it's Volpe. Somebody's got to step up.
Judge, or what about Soto? Soto, honestly,
or Soto, or
last night was Soto's worst game of the postseason. If we want to be technical, that was his worst game of the postseason.
Yeah, compared to the last game of the ALCS championship.
Mm-hmm.
Which, in my opinion, if it was not for him, we wouldn't be in the position we're in right now.
Exactly. But you need your Sotos, you need your Judges, you need your Stantons, Volpes, Glabers. You need all of them to step up and really hit.
I was mad at Volpe for a second after that mistake that he made last night, but he 100% redeemed himself coming back up to bat right after that.
Yeah, I don't know how he didn't score on that ball to center field. It made zero sense to me. I know you want to hang up and try to tag if that gets caught, but that ball's crushed. Like, I think you should know off the bat.
You watch him halfway between third and second stop, almost turn back, and then just turn and go to third base.
Yeah,
he turned back. He ran to second base. He was about 3 feet from the bag before he decided, oh, damn, I got to keep going. That would have absolutely been a triple had he kept on going. He would have scored, but the fact that remains is that he just misjudged it. And I don't even know how he misjudged it that bad.
It was no harm, no foul, though. He still scored a run later in the inning.
And forget offensively, even defensively last night. That double play that he made, the all the other stuff that he did last night on defense, but the steals, the steals that he made, and all they said it. Look at his jersey afterwards. You just see brown all over him, from the sliding and the catching and the.
You know he's gritty. You want to know where he went to high school, Rob?
Where's that?
He went to Del Barton, right here in New Jersey.
Oh, he did.
And what's Del Barton's mascot?
The Green Wave.
Oh.
Come on. I played Del Barton in high school.
I thought you were about to say I played at Del
Could
Barton.
you imagine me playing at Del Barton?
You played Del Barton. What was that final score? 40-0?
My freshman year, we actually beat Del Barton. Knowles. That was one of the years when I didn't play. You talking about it. This little guy here? You see this? This little guy. I was playing high school football.
Hey,
I know Bobby was playing high school football back in the day.
no, I was in the marching band. You kidding me?
Bobby, come on. What was your 40 time? What was your 40 time?
What's that, Mazz?
What was the instrument of choice?
I was on the tambourine. I was in the percussion section.
Okay, a little percussion.
Bobby, I always thought you were a running back. I thought whenever I saw you, I was like, this guy's got a 4.3 40. He's got that explosiveness through the hole.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Good God.
Sure.
Gentlemen, I do want to ask a question, bringing us back to the Yankees real quick, right? The only adjustment that we've really seen is the lineup. With the current state of it, with the changes that were made last night, Stanton going down, Judge staying put, Jazz going up. What do you think about the lineup?
Keep it.
I've been hearing words. Sorry, 1 second. I've been hearing words from fans about maybe moving Judge down a couple of spots just because of how unproductive he's been.
Keep it. Last night, you scored 11 runs. I know it was a bullpen game, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Jazz actually had a good night. I think he had 2 hits in the cleanup spot. Stanton, I don't know if he got a hit, but I know he got on at one point. He might have walked. But, I mean, the lineup looked great. The bottom of the order was the one that really drove home. I mean, Wells, Volpe, Verdugo all had great games, all drove in runs. I think between the 3 of them, they drove in 6 of the 11 or 7 of the 11 of them. Volpe drove in 4 with the grand slam. Wells drove in 3, I believe. And so I think it was like 8 runs at the bottom of the order produced. Like, if you can get that production from your bottom of the lineup, and you don't even need to have Judge and Soto be on. If those guys are on, in conjunction with those guys being on, this lineup is even more dangerous than it was in the ALCS and ALDS. But that's
I have a lot of confidence. Not a lot, but I'm with you, Mazz. You have to believe in it for right now because
Nothing else.
listen,
if they can pull through tonight like they did last night, they got a travel day tomorrow, and somehow pull through the first game on Friday, I think they got a pretty good chance.
That's a lot of things.
For a big ass
It's a lot of things to happen.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect, Bobby, but like you're acting as if they just got it. First off, not only do they have to get tonight done, right? We're not just talking about one thing here. We're talking about at a bare minimum, they got 9 innings of baseball that they need to win tonight. You know,
and then they got 18 more.
Yeah, exactly. Then a travel day, and then you're asking them to get their mind right, going back to the Dodger Stadium. I just listen. I'm gonna be honest. Do I expect the Yankees to win? Absolutely not. Do I have a little bit of faith? Yeah. I'll tell you what gave me the faith. Volpe was playing so well. Everything was flowing so good. I said the only thing that I will believe in right now, if Judge ends up getting a hit. If Judge gets the hit, I will have faith that he can break the slump.
And he got the hit
right now. And he got the hit. So I do have a little bit of faith. However, I'm not putting no money on it. All right, I'm not going to sit there and call up everybody's mom and be like, Yankees are winning tonight. You go watch that. I just have faith where it's like I at least have to give them the benefit of the doubt of watching the entire thing, whether the ship crashes and sinks or whether it ends up soaring and ends up taking off, you know.
I will say this, though. If the Yankees do win tonight, I think the pressure is now on the Dodgers. The pressure's on the Yankees right now. Yeah. Down 3-0, you got to win 2 games and really press. If the Yankees win Game 5, it's 3-2 going back to the Dodgers. Granted, Dodgers have 2 games to win 1, but again,
and you got the time difference on that.
Time difference.
You got the time difference,
and you get the home field advantage. But the Dodgers, you lose 2 in a row. You start to think now, oh man, now we're starting to get into this area of maybe. We have to overthink. We have to overcompensate. We have to get things done because if we go to Game 7, then anything can happen. All bets are off. But usually,
all they have to do, I feel like all they got to do now is just take the lead. Because as soon as they took that lead, they never lost it. They were close to losing it, but they never lost it.
I don't think that's the major key because we've seen the Yankees blow leads every single night in this postseason. They do it a lot. In Kansas City, they did it a bunch of times. Cleveland, that game 3 in Cleveland, that was terrible. They almost blew Game 4. They let them tie that game up. Like,
you're gonna call me crazy.
Go ahead.
I didn't hate Volpe going to second.
He would have been out if the guy held on to that tag.
I know, but they needed something aggressive, and thank God it fell their way. But like, this is definitely like in the moment you're like, what is he doing? Holy crap! It paid off, and they needed something like that. The sending Stanton home, unforgivable.
Maz, if he gets tagged out there, you're screaming, why do you do that?
Probably, but I love that it happened.
Wait, you're talking about last night when he stole for second?
No, he hit the single, then he tried to stretch into the double, and he almost got thrown out.
I thought you were talking about last night when he slid into second base and his helmet flew off and he just took his body and...
No. When he made contact with the glove and somehow knocked the ball.
That was last night.
He came in like a missile. All right, I love that. I don't know how you send Stanton home there. I mean, literally, the ball it's as they sent him, I felt like the ball was crossing the third baseline, for crying out loud. Like, what are you doing?
And I put that on the third base coach that was sitting right there coaching him to go through.
I blame it on an entire managerial staff that I quite honestly have, even when they've had success, I have had little patience with because I just don't trust them.
Yeah, listen, I think Aaron Boone, as much as we can talk about what he's done wrong throughout this entire World Series,
he's done a lot right this season.
He especially in the ALCS and ALDS, he's done a pretty good job in terms of coaching. I think he will keep his job going in next year, even though I probably hope that they do go in another direction, especially now that certain Anthony Rizzo might be retiring. I would love to see that. I think he'd be a really good manager.
I need your guys' thoughts on something. Because I've been thinking about this for a while. I don't think he'd ever do it. Getting a certain former captain in there being the next manager for the Yankees.
Absolutely not. No.
See,
he was in charge of the Marlins. It was a fire sale. You get a player, and you get a star player, and you get a star player too. Abso-freaking-lutely not. I got a name from the past, not a former giant player for them, but somebody that I was pretty used to growing up, making big calls for the Yankees. Somebody that I thought that got fired prematurely, unfortunately, did not work out.
Girardi.
Nope.
I love Girardi. Why not?
Nope.
Why not?
That maybe give
Jeter. Good for us, Ed. He was good for us.
He had one World Series in 15 years as the manager, 12 years as the manager.
Did you think that the roster was calibrated to go get those?
No.
What?
No.
When he won the World Series?
After that, was there legitimate times where you said Girardi absolutely blew this season, we're screwed?
2012, they went to the ALCS, got destroyed by Detroit.
Okay.
I think in 2010 they went to the ALCS as well, lost to Texas. So they went to 2 ALCSs and they were equipped to go. I mean, it was the last couple of chances you had with that core of Jeter, Mariano, Pettit, A-Rod. It was the last couple of pushes there, but they couldn't get over the hump because they were just getting outcoached in those series.
My thoughts here are just based off of what I remember from 2009, the loss of Hideki Matsui.
He'll be throwing out the first pitch tonight.
He is?
Yes, he is.
Oh, God. Okay.
So here's my question, though. Were they outcoached or did they just get outplayed? Because I think here, I don't think we're necessarily seeing the Yankees get outplayed. Everything's been very, very close. I think they're getting outmanaged, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I think it's a mixture
Dave
of both.
Robertson versus... I feel like a knucklehead right now. Because going into this thing, Thursday, going into Friday, I was calling this a 4-0 series.
4-0 series for the Yankees?
Yes.
Bobby, I don't
Thursday
know about
going
that.
into...
Bobby, you're thinking the Yankees were going to sweep going into this series?
I was hoping for it.
You're hoping for it.
Look at his face.
You were hoping for it. It's two different things of hoping for it and actually thinking it was going to happen. Did you think it was going to happen?
I thought it at one point, but in the back of my head, I'm going,
I thought the Yankees were going to win this series. It was going to have to be 6 or 7 games.
You know what happened? I fully know what happened.
What's that?
Marijuana's legal in the state of New Jersey.
Oh, God, here it comes.
At a cannabis shop, and he got a little pre-roll, and next thing we know, he was feeling good, and he started having Delulu thoughts. Bobby, supposedly there's an infinite amount of universes out there. There's not one that exists that the Yankees were sweeping this series. There's too big of a payroll. There's too much talent over there. I'm not saying the Yankees never had a shot at winning this thing. It was never, ever going to be a sweep or even a gentleman's sweep. It wasn't happening.
Yeah.
As A-Rod and A-Rod and Jeter were close. Did you guys watch the pregame for the game one?
No, they said Yankees in 7 or something like that.
The Yankees in 6.
That's
So
not
that's not
happen.
happening. They were off on that, but they were off by a game. But not they haven't switched. They were on Good Morning America yesterday, and the both of them and Strahan still think that they can do it.
Listen, they're Yankees, man. They're New Yorkers at heart. So they're gonna ride or die with the Yanks, even though they are the national broadcasters. Which it is crazy to me that Fox is putting 2 Yankees on the panel for the Yankees
with a Red Sox
with a Red Sox on the Yankees World Series run.
Said this last night. They needed something to spark the fire back in them. And I feel like Volpe getting that Grand Slam was that something. Because as soon as that happened, yes, there were a couple of at-bats that didn't work and this and that, but there were others that went through.
Yeah.
Just repeat what you did last night, both offensively and defensively, 3 more times.
Oh, so be perfect. That's what we're asking for, Bobby. We're asking for perfection here. No, I'll tell you. Keep pace tonight. If your bats ain't swinging, okay, you gotta lock in somewhere else. All right, whether if that's when you're if you're getting on with walks, you gotta be hitting these steals. You gotta not be making mistakes base running, and you sure as hell need to lock in on defense. All right.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
You are being awful. You gotta be great in the other areas.
You gotta step up somewhere else.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Definitely.
L.A. Dodgers, Bum Rogers, Mr. Rogers, Aaron Rodgers. It don't matter. Yanks in 7.
There you go.
I thought it was over. What happened?
I'm gonna keep the faith till the end.
He's doing what he did last season and the season before
LA
that.
Dodgers, Bum Rogers, Mr. Rogers, Aaron Rodgers. It don't matter.
Yankees going at 7. See,
you know what we need to do right now?
What?
We need to cook up a parlay for the Dodgers, just so that
so we can just jinx them.
We'll combine together.
Let's put a combined
between the 3 of us.
Bobby,
no, Bobby, you've seen championships. You're a lucky sports fan. Stop it.
Oh, you're going back to the
Patriots.
No. Not now.
Not now. What?
Not now. No way.
I love the organization that sent me to my first class ticket over to a first class seat to watch the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. Bobby,
I will say,
my friend, that would never happen to me in our lives. We could do 10 lifetimes. It's not happening. The world hates us for good reason.
If Brady was still there, I would consider it. But he's not there, and that team is not good right now.
Oh, so you're a bandwagon Steelers fan.
Whoa. Bandwagon Steelers fan. Hold on a second here. What a bandwagon Steelers fan. I will say, though, I am very pleased with the way both of our quarterbacks are looking this year.
Who? The Ravens?
It ain't mine.
Justin Fields and Russell Wilson.
Oh, my bad.
You guys are wasting Justin Fields right now.
No,
I know.
You guys are crazy right now.
Wasting him.
You're insane.
You know what this is? He's learning. He is learning.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, this is the perfect situation. They need to use him more in red zone packages, all right, or short yardage packages where you can have that run threat. But this is the perfect situation. He's still really young, all right.
He's learning.
Russ, you learn how to throw, what touches to put on the ball. He knows where to throw the ball too. He has no idea what kind of touch to put on the ball.
4-2.
That's his problem.
It's 4-2. And what do you have, like 11 touchdown passes in 6 games?
Listen. He's going to be fine.
Waste him.
You brought in Russ.
Mazz, you're having a great season. Say you're having a great season as a quarterback. Say Trey Lance. Say Trey Lance.
Russ is too.
Say Trey Lance starts the season off first 6 games, and he throws 11 touchdowns, 2 picks, and the Cowboys are 4-2, and they bench him. What does that do to a guy's confidence? You don't think about that. That shatters a guy because, like, I'm playing good. I deserve to be out there. I think I'm doing everything that I need to do in order to win games, and you're going to bench me? Like, what? Because a guy has really not – Russell Wilson, sure, he has a proven track record, but has he done anything in the last 2-3 seasons? No. So, like, as a quarterback, to me, that would shatter me as a confidence. I got put here to win games. I'm doing my job, and I'm not still getting the support of the personnel around me. And that's one thing that needs to be factored in.
Here's the thing, though, that Russ has put up a better rating. The passing game has looked way better. Like, granted, yes, you don't have the dual threat that you had with Justin Fields, but, like, it is the right decision. He knew coming here that I'm going to have the opportunity.
Play the Jets and the Giants. Listen, okay? Those are the two times Russell Wilson's played.
That's where I was going. They have a bye this week.
The Jets stink. All right, no, we gotta stop with this Jets defense is good. They are not good, okay? They're bottom half of the league, okay? They have the personnel. They don't have the coaching. They're 2-6 for a reason. They stink.
It's not the defense's fault. That's for damn sure, dude. They're losing games 13-10. It's not the defense's fault.
Oh, no way.
The offense is tragic. All right, so I'm sorry. Here's the fact of the matter. When Justin Fields signed with this team, he knew damn well there was a good shot that he's going to be playing back up to Russell Wilson. Then, coming into the season, it was supposed to be Russ that was going to be starting. Russ
he got hurt.
Getting injured. And even when he got injured, they said, you are going to be the placeholder, essentially. Nobody expected him to be as good as he is, but the fact of the remains is that you only have a short time with Russell Wilson, and he knew damn well that this was an opportunity to learn under him and then take over the reins. And guess what? It's working out better than anybody could have ever freaking hoped for.
Exactly.
Stay in the track. The future is bright for you, my friend, Mr. Fields, but right now they are going to allow this man to ride off into the sunset and potentially have an impact. If they go get another damn wide receiver, they might be able to make some damn noise, all right? Because they're already making some good noise right this damn second. And Russ has unlocked that passing game, which there's not much of it, but it sure as hell looks better than when Justin Fields was quarterbacking for them. And like I said, he is the quarterback of the future for the Steelers. They have two franchises, guys, right this second.
Exactly. The real question is going to be, we have a bye this week. Next week we start to get the tricky schedules and stuff like that, like the harder teams. So that's where everything's going to really step in.
Go make a Godfather. I know they took him off the board, right? I'm calling LA and I'm throwing every possible trade package I could think of to go get me a Cooper Kupp right now. You need to go bring in somebody that could have a legitimate impact in this receiving game for them. I think the iron is hot for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and if they don't capitalize on it, they'll regret it for years to come.
I wouldn't mind bringing Cooper Kupp in. I wouldn't mind that whatsoever.
I think you have to contend with Tampa Bay. That's going to be the team. It's going to be a bidding war for Cooper Kupp. That's going to be one that's going to drive a lot of prices up.
I always thought him and Matt Stafford had one of those close, receiver quarterback relationships.
Just Stafford's getting up there, and I think the offense is
age.
It's really predicated on what Kyron Williams does. That's as simple as that. The Rams only go as far as Kyron Williams goes. Matt Stafford's pretty much at this point in his career just a game manager. I don't really think he's the elite quarterback that he was in his prime. So I think this is Matt Stafford's last year in the NFL. But as sad as it is to say, but I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he is.
Oh yeah, I'll put him in there.
Yeah, I think he's done enough. You know, I mean, this guy is responsible for two of the greatest receiving seasons just by throwing to guys. We literally saw him and a wide receiver single-handedly win a Super Bowl just by linking up time and time again. Matt Stafford's going down as one of the most underrated guys in league history.
And he has what? He's top 10 in passing yards all time?
Yeah, he's a guy that literally, he got stuck in a situation, got drafted by the Lions, just ended up there, and it is what it is. He stayed the course. He did everything that you were supposed to do right. Ends up getting traded. It pays off. He gets that signature Super Bowl moment. I would like to see him get into the Hall of Fame. But however, you guys might hate this. I actually think that they should have done even a step further if I was the Rams. I know they're in a decent positioning right now, but I don't think this team's going anywhere. I would have loved to see them trade Matt Stafford and retool for next season. I would have loved to see them trade Cooper Kupp and tool for next season. You know, I think having those guys get one last hurrah, I think Matt Stafford could step into a team, dare I say, like the Giants and take them farther than they were capable of going. Maybe not win a Super Bowl, but he has a legitimate chance of doing something. I know Cooper Kupp could go to Tampa Bay right now or go to Pittsburgh right now, and they could literally mess around and end up in the NFC or AFC championship game, and dare I say, maybe even a Super Bowl.
I think, could you imagine if Matt Stafford was with Dan Campbell and what Detroit has now? Like, I love Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff's having a great season, but like Stafford's
overrated for me.
Goff's here. I think Stafford's like in terms of talent level is up here. Like,
yeah, I think you're right, Ant. Jared Goff is having a good season, but the fact remains he threw 3 touchdowns in their this last week's win. He never broke 100 yards. I think it was like 83 yards he threw for.
The one thing
that's telling me that the team around is much better. They're winning, and he's not taken away from them, but they're not winning.
But he's efficient. He's crazy efficient. Yeah. His completion percentage this year is like 70%.
He's Brock Purdy to me.
I think he's a tad better than Brock Purdy.
Sure, but they're in the same category. They're not elite.
I think no. Goff is in the top 5 of MVP voting right now. Honestly, I think he's top 3 if we want to get really crazy.
Who do you got? You got Lamar,
Henry, and that's him.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's had a couple of games this season that haven't been great. He's had
2.
He also was working with a hell of a lot less.
Yeah, but are the Bills even like what? Don't they have 3 losses right now?
Well, hold on. I think it's 2.
Don't the Ravens have 3 losses right now?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
But they have the worst defense in football right now.
He had a horrible wide receiving core until they just got Amari freaking Cooper.
Okay, Lamar's also had multiple touchdowns in every game this season.
Are you going to sit here and tell me right now that Lamar Jackson has had less to work with than?
Oh no, he doesn't have more less to work. I'm talking about in terms of winning games. The defense is what's been selling him this year.
Hey, Ant.
Look at that Browns game this week.
Hey, Ant.
What's up?
Doesn't even have an
6-2.
Who the Steelers?
Bills are 6-2.
Yeah, and also who beat them head to head?
Yeah, you guys. But
yeah.
That was a bad day for Josh Allen.
I'm not saying that Lamar doesn't deserve to be number 1 right now. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying you can't discredit Josh Allen not being top. What would happen if Jared Goff was playing with the Bills right now? He's not capable of putting up those stats that Josh Allen's putting up right now with that same team. Not happening. I'm sorry.
3-1.
I think they'll still be a good team with him.
Listen,
I still think they're 5-3.
Regardless of the matter, this race is going to come down to 3 people. I firmly believe you can put Jared Goff in there in the mix, but it's right now Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Those are the guys that are contending for it.
And maybe Baker. Don't forget about Baker too.
I would love,
but I think with his two best guys out there, I don't know, Phil.
I would love for Baker to win MVP. I am a pseudo Buccaneers fan. Okay, I want nothing but the best for them. I just don't think it's gonna happen with the 2 wide receivers being out. Make a trade yesterday if you're them.
Listen, my Ravens got Deontay Johnson. We're ready to go.
That's going to be a decent move, and that might take Lamar Jackson to the MVP once more. You know, what would that be, 3?
Yeah, that's a Hall of Famer, dude.
Darn it!
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think he's a Hall of Famer now?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a 2-time MVP. If he wins a Super Bowl, it's absolutely sealed. He wins a 3rd MVP, it's absolutely sealed. But I think he will have the stats that will put him in there. I think
I think just the impact too.
Yeah.
Why would we get rid of him? What the hell were we thinking?
Deontay?
Oh yeah.
I don't think did he want to be in Pittsburgh? I don't remember. I think he was having clashes with Tomlin and the higher ups as well.
See, I don't know what it is with us and our wide receivers.
You love
good
divas.
receiver that we have.
You love divas.
There's an issue. Antonio Brown. There's an issue.
Martavis Bryant.
There's an issue.
That's a running back.
Well, it's not really
Chase Claypool, Juju.
Issue. Potentially Pickens, another issue.
You guys you love your drama. You love your drama in Pittsburgh.
Yo, Pickens got elite hands though. I will say that. But going back to the Lamar, if Lamar, I don't think he should have won last year. I don't need to make no qualms about that. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think he was number one. I definitely think he was number two, and that's damn good enough. Yeah, I think Lamar is going down
Good path.
I just need to win a Super Bowl. I just need to win one. Just one. I don't need three. I need one. That's all it is. I just need one Super Bowl from him.
And I got a question. How do you feel about your former quarterback now being the starter in Indy?
I think it was the right dude. Anthony Richardson. I think we have to have this conversation. Soft.
Do it to me.
Soft. He's soft. He's soft.
Okay.
You don't tap out mid-game, bro, and then go to the media and say I was tired. Like, I don't care if you're a second-year pro. That's just inexcusable. Like, no player is just leaving a game and just saying they're tired, faking an injury, and coming back and then saying that to the media. I just think that's a soft move.
Put the old man back in. He's playing great.
Joey Football's the man. He's the man. I mean, talk about, the guy who can get on a hot. He's the definition of hot cold. When he's hot, I think he's a top 10 quarterback in the league. When he's cold, he looks like one of the bottom 5 worst quarterbacks in the league. It's crazy. I love Joe Flacco. Love what he did for the Ravens. I think he's gonna, for the time being, as a stopgap quarterback for the Colts to at least help them contend for this season. It's not a bad move.
Where does it put him right now in terms of if there's 32 starters out there? Where's Joe Flacco rated for you?
Top 20.
But based off I would do it even maybe top 15.
Ooh,
because he has a ring.
But if we're talking about like players now, the way they're playing.
Oh, okay.
Right now.
I was gonna say if you're going off of
if legacy,
career wise,
sure.
he's top 15. 10. I might even put him top 10.
Top 10.
Based off of just the legacy of what he did in Baltimore and all that other stuff.
I think
I've said it. I've said it to Mike. I'm a diehard Steelers fan. I love the Steelers. I'm a huge fan of Joe Flacco.
He's a good dude. He's just a good dude. Wholesome guy. He's 40 now.
He's like, and I'll say it now. I'm even a big fan of your guy now too.
Lamar?
Yes.
How can you hate him? How can you hate Lamar? How could you not? What do you mean? How could you not?
If you're a Steelers fan, how can you not hate him?
Well, same thing we just said about Big Papi.
Diehard Steelers fan.
What did we just say about Big Papi like 20 minutes ago?
I root against him when he plays against us, but I support that he's.
If you want to talk about that hindsight after he retires, sure, but none of us were saying that.
Also, the Steelers have historically beaten Lamar more times than Lamar's beaten the Steelers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't. We didn't have a split series last year. We beat you guys twice.
I mean, the second game Lamar didn't play, but
yeah, still.
Second game Lamar sat out.
What's next, Bobby? You're gonna tell me you're a fan of Joe Burr?
No. You mean Kevin McAllister? Macaulay Culkin?
I like Joe Burrow. I like him. I think he's a good quarterback.
I was a fan of his. The only problem I have with him is he can't stop getting freaking hurt.
Not that he hasn't been hurt this year.
He gets hurt almost every season.
That's not his fault.
That's his O-line. His O-line has been terrible every year he's been in the league.
Trash cans.
I mean, he's lucky he has superstar wideouts on either side of him.
The only true starting quarterback that I can't stand in our division is, and I'm gonna get killed at by Mike by saying this name, Deshaun Watson.
Well, he probably won't be back in our division anymore.
Thank God. That good riddance. I'm surprised they even picked him up.
Yeah, this might be the first time I've actually not hated anybody in our division. I don't hate Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. I don't hate Burrow.
Hate Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, but he's not playing. So I hate Deshaun Watson. He's not playing now. So I like Jameis. I like Jameis. Jameis is funny.
He's a vibe, dude. He's just a vibe.
I saw that pregame interview before the Ravens game, and he's like, "We're blessed. We're so blessed. God's with us today." I'm like, you know what, dude?
Good.
Go after it.
Have you ever seen somebody give pregame speeches like this since Drew Brees? Got us a W.
It's a W.
There's nobody that has given better pregame speeches
than
since Drew Brees.
You ever see the one where he does the nursery rhyme?
Yeah.
One,
Now-
two,
they're all
three into the foe. The Bucks, Q's, and C's getting out there, though.
How long do you think he sits down and writes these? These aren't off the dome.
I believe they're off the dome. They're just too stupid to be written. They're just he just goes out there and does it.
Stupid.
I think it's
That-
planned, dude.
And we don't know how to do these rhymes. We just know
Mazz.
pancake blocks and throwing dimes.
Hey, Mazz. I got my fingers crossed for you guys this week, because guess who I picked up for this week? Dallas defense.
Why?
I needed a defense.
You're picking the podcast defense? The defense that just likes to record podcasts and not play not play defense on Sundays.
Listen, I got a star cornerback getting into it with media members because they said something negative about him. I got injuries like crazy. Thank God Deron Bland's coming back. Listen, I don't know why you would do that.
Big mistake.
I'm asking.
They're
Actually,
literally.
It's only for a
playing
week.
against
can I ask a question
Bijan
to Mazz?
Robinson. We can't stop the run.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Would you re-sign Micah?
I
When did they get rid of him?
no, you got to trade him.
You think they're going to trade him this trade
Oh.
deadline?
They're going
Trading.
to.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to re-sign him or not, but I'm sorry. I love Micah, and he has not done enough, even before the injury, has not done enough for me to warrant the money that he wants. You know, so I think you need if you can't let him walk out the door. That's for damn sure. You need. I love him too, right? I'm a fan of him, but the fact of the matter is he's underperforming, right? Even Dak in a down year right now is still being usable. CeeDee Lamb, obviously you locked up, you had to
What a
lock
beast.
up, can still be usable.
One of my
More
fantasy
usable,
game. One
you
of my
know?
fantasy games this week.
So, but the fact remains is that while the Cowboys are struggling, Micah hasn't shown that he's doing anything. Now, granted, yes, the double teams are coming, and I understand, but if you want elite money, the elite guys beat those kind of double teams, and it just has not been there. And then you add in the injury. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. We are in cap room hell, and I think him and DeMarcus Lawrence probably need to get off the books if they're going to have a shot at doing anything.
So you're saying blow it up?
Blow up the defense.
But I think if they do that, they're gonna fire McCarthy too.
Yeah, no, I'm fully prepared for that. Bring in Emperor Palpatine.
Bring in Bill Belichick. There, I said it.
He's gonna be the head coach of the Cowboys, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. You know what's going to happen? We're going to go on to win one Super Bowl and one Super Bowl only, and I will forever relish in that to the day I die.
Belichick and Brady will have the same resume, and no one's gonna know.
Speaking of
what
new
it was.
coaches, I need you guys' opinion on something.
Okay.
The Jets.
Oh.
You know
How
who
would
you're
you
talking
feel
is
about them getting potentially a former coach
Rex
back?
Ryan?
Yes.
I think you do it right now if you do it. If you're
Rex
gonna do it,
Ryan is
you do
crazy.
He wants it. He wants it bad.
He's
No,
kooky,
that's-
man.
I was just making this point to Charlie. He further helped me clarify my point. I said that Rex Ryan is a guy that I think that could turn this around. Charlie,
And he
if
thinks
it's
so too.
interim-
He wants it.
So Charlie said if it's interim right now, he'll take the risk, not for the future. And I just think that give him a two-year contract max. Because
See
here's
what he
my problem
does.
with the Jets. Here's my problem with the Jets. Nobody wants that job. All right, it's an absolute dumpster fire. It's not for a lack of talent. Okay, there's names all over the place. The defense has gone down since Salah has left. Okay, so clearly he was not the problem. The fact that Nathaniel Hackett is even in the damn building still. I know that they've stripped him of certain duties, but the fact that he's even on the friggin' payroll is a problem with the Jets. And Charlie made a fantastic point. He said trading for Aaron Rodgers was still a good idea. Giving him the keys to the castle unchecked, that was the problem, and he's absolutely right. Here's what happens. Look at how the play calling is even going right now with these delay of games that are piling up. Charlie thinks that it's the plays coming in, and just like a pitcher to a catcher, he's shaking them off. And by the time they settle on a damn play, he tries to be a perfectionist and he's trying to make these audibles, and then boom, they're running out of time because there's no clear chain of command. If you're going to have Rodgers call the damn play, so be it. If you're not going to have Rodgers call the damn play and it's going to be the OC, then follow the goddamn chain of command. And the wrong people are at the helm right now. They have a culture problem. They have an identity problem. The Jets are walking around like they're at a goddamn funeral. There's only one man who wants to be there, has not shied away, that not only do I want to get back into coaching, I would love for the opportunity to come back to a place. Who says that they're proud to be a damn Jet? Who says that anymore?
Took them to 2 AFC Championship games.
With
and with Mark Sanchez as their quarterback.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers, even dwindling right now in the physical abilities, is still a better quarterback than Mark Sanchez was at that time. I firmly believe Rex Ryan is that guy that they need old school. They don't need analytics. They don't need GM moves right now. They've already made them. They need a guy that is going to get these guys to fall in line and run through the goddamn brick wall when they're told to. And Rex Ryan is the only guy right now that is more than willing and able of doing that. I'm not saying we're winning a chip. I'm saying it corrects the ship. And if you got to capitalize on this window right now, you can build for the future later. You got Rodgers now and maybe one more year. You need a coach that wants to friggin' be there and can get these guys to go through the goddamn wall.
I love the thought process, Mazz. Only thing I say to that is, do these guys want to fall in line? And you're talking about Rodgers, and it's all about Rodgers, because Rodgers has his ego, and we've known for years he has his ego, and usually his talent has been able to overcome his ego problems and get his team to first seeds. But right now, I just think he's too old. He doesn't have the movement anymore.
He's too stubborn. He's too old.
We all thought that he was going to age like Tom Brady, play better after he got to 40, but Tom Brady is an anomaly. We will never see another Tom Brady ever again. We got to stop giving these lucrative, stupid, big contracts to guys who are 40 years old and playing quarterback in the National Football League. It is not a good idea. I think if you wanted to give Aaron Rodgers a contract, fine. $15, $20 million. That's it. I wouldn't go over $20 million for Aaron Rodgers at 40 years old. I wouldn't do it.
Here's my thing, though, right? And even or not, whether or not he wants to fall in line, the fact of the matter remains this. We did it your way, and it's a catastrophe. It's been better as terms of a winning record as of right now in the season. Zach Wilson was better for the Jets, apparently, right? Not statistic-wise, but just winning-wise, right? So here's the thing. When Zach Wilson was there, even though he was horrible, and it was a horrible situation for him because he got scapegoated and everything that came with it, there was a direct chain of command. Since Rodgers has gotten there, it has not gotten better. Yes, they've made bigger moves for bigger named guys, but where's the goddamn impact? They're losing to the Patriots, for crying out loud. They're out here losing to teams that are scoring 13 friggin' points. It's all on the offense. It's all on the culture that they've built there. It's all on Rodgers. We did it your way, buddy. It's time that we do it our way now and take our damn franchise back. And if you don't want to be here, congratulations. I got a backup quarterback who was pretty decent with a garbage team known as the Giants last year, and I got a pick in the draft late round that has high upside right now. I got options, bitch. Move over.
Hit the road, Jack.
The Jets will always jet. It's just, and Charlie was the beginning. Remember, Charlie would always say to me, that's not true. It's not an argument. It's an argument. It actually is, because they're incompetent. They are incompetent. They will always be incompetent.
As my friend said, they won their first game. I said, oh, you got to be excited. This is going to happen. He's a big Jet fan. I'm like, you guys might do well this year. Go to the play. He goes, we're the Jets.
They won
just
the first game.
Wait a minute.
You sound like a fat kid who lost his first 5 pounds, all right? Like, I know, as a fat kid in that situation, just because you have a little success, if you want to see actual results, you got to pull your pants up and actually keep on moving. Something that I got to work on myself, all right? But that's what it sounds like right now. Just because you had a little bit of success doesn't mean that there's not overarching themes of misery going on.
They're favored to beat the Texans tomorrow.
What?
Which I I don't know about that.
Well, Stephon Diggs does have a season-ending injury.
Again, is that enough for me to warrant them being not favored in a game against the Jets, who are incompetent right now?
Home, and it is Thursday night.
It's C.J. Stroud.
I hear you.
It's the Texans defense who made Anthony Richardson quit on Sunday.
Yeah, I took the Texans in that one.
Yeah, no, I would totally take the Texans. I would take their spread right now and the way give them +2. Absolutely.
Well, we'll see. I got my fingers crossed. Hoping for. Well, I'm off this week, so
Enjoy a week of stress-free football, Rob.
yeah.
Bobby,
No, trust me, I'm gonna love it because next week it starts. I was looking at our schedule. We got the Commanders, and then we got all conference play. It
You
starts.
got the Ravens. Then you got the Ravens
next
right?
week.
You got the Ravens in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, yep. And next week it's the Commanders. So we're and that shit's about to hit the fan. And I'm very interested to see how good or bad everything ends up.
It's been a theme with Mike Tomlin. He has a good start to the season, and then it's always a tale of two seasons. He'll either start the season really good, and then the wheels will fall off, or he'll start the season bad, and then he'll get him to the playoffs by winning 7 of his last 8. Just depends on what the season's like. Is this a season where the wheels fall off?
A wild card.
Yeah, exactly. Is this a season where the wheels fall off for the Steelers, or is this a season where they actually, get a 1 seed or a 2 seed?
Huh? I don't know. Well,
No, actually, no one's getting a 1 seed over the Chiefs because they're gonna get it handed to them like they always do.
It happens every damn year.
Chiefs
Every damn year.
But you know what? I will say though, the Steelers are trending upward. Even when it comes from an offensive standpoint, I mean, the new offensive Arthur Smith, bringing him in, right? Compared to Matt Canada, he's already done things that Canada couldn't do in how many seasons?
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's the best thing. I'm just saying they're trending.
We should have gotten rid of him a long time ago.
Preach.
In my opinion, I feel that if we got rid of him earlier last season, before Thanksgiving, I feel like we would have had a safer shot to even miss the wild card game and go into the second round. And not have to play the wild card spot. Because we wouldn't have had him over there as our offensive coordinator.
Terrible. Matt Canada was a terrible pick. Well, you got something cooking right now.
Laughing and so happy when they fired his butt.
Were you there when they threw him out the building?
No.
You wish you were, though.
Okay, I would have been sitting there clapping, waving goodbye to him as he drove away. I could not stand him as our offensive coordinator.
All right.
That's harsh, Bobby.
It was useless.
It's harsh.
Now, going on to a different sport here. So, I got potential 4 NBA teams now.
Oh.
What do we got to narrow down to? Did we not make him a Nets fan last time?
I got the Knicks. I got the Nets. I got the Pacers.
Okay.
And the one that we picked the one that we ended up picking last time.
Boston, right?
No. Florida.
Oh, Miami.
The Heat. And maybe the Lakers.
You don't want to be a Lakers.
But I feel like me becoming a Lakers fan would be me kind of...
Look at Mazz. Talk to Mazz.
Following the...
Bobby, listen to me, Bobby. You already have the Yankees going for you, all right? I don't know if you understand this. Do you see this hairline? It used to be beautiful. It used to look like that. Can you show us your hairline real quick?
See this? Beautiful hairline.
No, pull it back. Do you see that beautiful hairline? I used to have that. Do you know who caused most of this?
The Lakers?
More than anybody. More than the Cowboys. More than the Yankees. And yes, I know they have the most recent championship. Just the decisions that they have made.
Listen, JJ's got him playing well.
Anybody else?
JJ's got him playing well, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to see JJ do well just out of being pure spiteful because I.
Wow.
Hold on. Just out of pure spite for the sole fact of 2 reasons. 1, I would have preferred Hurley, and 2, the way that he talks about the older guys who have accomplished way more than he has as a player done piss me off. All right, but the fact that it remains is that he looks good. The Lakers look good. Austin Reeves actually looks freaking usable. I still think they should trade his ass.
Imagine wanting your team to tank because you don't like the coach.
I'm just saying. I'm a miserable bastard. What do you want?
You're a salty man.
I'm the salty Splatoon over here. All right. But,
what is the oldest SpongeBob SquarePants reference?
I will say he's doing the right things. Just in 2 games, I think this is going to be a better stint than we had with Darvin Ham. Anthony Davis is the focal point. He should be the focal point. Should always be the focal point. LeBron just needs to be a little bit more efficient, and somebody in the name of D'Angelo Russell needs to be efficient, because when he has good shooting nights, we win. When he doesn't, we lose. And as long as Bronny James isn't on the court as well, we'll be fine.
So, Bobby,
there is.
You have your teams here: the Lakers, Heat, Nets, Knicks.
Bobby, I'm just gonna do you a favor.
Where did Indiana come from? I want to ask.
We'll get to that in 1 second. Just real quick, Bobby. I'm just gonna do you a favor. The Lakers are eliminated. You're not being a fan.
I was thinking for between the Nets and Knicks.
If Dan Hurley would have went over there, then you would have came, because you're a UConn guy. I know.
Danny,
but he didn't, and he's not. So listen, just maybe you should just wait for Hurley to get a head coaching job
and see where he goes.
Yeah, literally.
And just follow Danny Hurley.
So, where did the Pacers come from? I want to ask this.
I'm a big Caitlin Clark person.
Okay.
Indiana Fever. She's friends with one of the players over there on the team.
Halliburton?
He's a rookie this year, I think.
I don't know any rookies on the Pacers.
Or he might be a rookie.
Benedict Mathurin?
I forget his name now. Oh my god.
It's Mathurin. It's spelled Mathurin, but it's Mathurin.
I forget the guy's name now. But yeah, her and her boyfriend, him and her boyfriend are good friends. So
okay.
And then,
all right,
the Knicks and Nets,
a little friend of a friend of a friend. That's kind of thing. Yeah, I got you. Sorry, so let's do a little tournament here to decide this. So you want to put the Nets and Knicks against each other, and we'll put the Pacers and the Heat against each other?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. Pros for the Pacers. Caitlin Clark. Right? Caitlin Clark's Bobby's favorite player in the WNBA, right? Is that your favorite player?
Next to Nika Mule, yes.
Next to Nika Mule. All right, of course. And then you have Tyrese Halliburton. You got the Indiana culture of basketball. It's one of the hubs of basketball is Indiana.
That name you just said, I think that was it.
What?
That name you just said, I think that was the guy. That's
Tyrese Halliburton?
Yeah, I think that's him.
He's their star player. Yeah.
I think that's him.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool mascot.
Cool mascot.
They beat the Knicks last year.
They did beat the Knicks last year, and they were a playoff team last year. They went to the in-season tournament final last year. Lost to the Lakers.
I think we just eliminated the Knicks off of that comment.
We might have.
So the Nets are moving on to the finals?
Possibly, but we'll get to that in a second. You got a unique color scheme, and I must say, when they bring back those white pinstripe jerseys, top 3 nicest.
The Ron Artest ones?
The nicest jersey. I didn't really love the navy with the yellow pinstripes, but
those
the
are tough.
white version of those were the better versions. You know, you got nice unis.
And then you have the Heat. The Heat, we talked about it last week. Culture.
And,
Culture.
Oh God, what's his name again?
Jimmy Butler.
Thank you.
Gotta love Jimmy.
Even though he might not be a Heat for long.
Who doesn't love the Godfather and Pat Riley?
Eric Spoelstra.
One of the best coach in basketball, Eric Spoelstra.
All right, Bobby. Heat or Pacers?
Bernie, you got Bernie, a cool mascot.
I'd probably go Indiana over Miami.
Pacers going to the finals over the Heat. Now on the other side, Knicks and Nets.
We were going to eliminate the Knicks, but I'm thinking because they got a man by the name of Jalen Brunson.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, they do.
So you got one of the best point guards in the NBA, right, who plays a fun style of basketball.
Top 5 center. Karl-Anthony Towns.
You got a young and hungry squad.
Tom Thibodeau.
You got a rough, rugged coach in Tibbs. Leon Rose is making Godfather-esque moves out here. But here's my problem, right? They were so unloyal to 2 guys that helped turn that franchise around.
DiVincenzo.
The disloyalty that I saw and the flip flopping on Julius Randle was unheard of. And then you talk about the Nova Knicks. The Nova Knicks, you literally had the Nova Knicks the second you acquired. He locked up. The Nova Knicks locked up the second you acquired Mikal Bridges. There it is. Hello, Brooklyn. Goodbye, Brooklyn. Hello, MSG. Right? And you traded him. Right? A best guy in Dante DiVincenzo. The best shooter that the Knicks have seen in quite some
Since
time.
Steve Novak.
And they were disloyal to him, Bobby. They said, no, we're going to go get the big.
But on the other side, you have the Brooklyn Nets.
The most important player to us the entire time.
Ben Simmons.
But on the other side,
Simmons.
You have the Brooklyn Nets, who have Ben Simmons. We're going to have 20 wins this year. We'll have a nice
fucking
lottery pick coming up.
Look at Ben Simmons.
So if you want to join the rebuild while we're the worst team in basketball now, so in a few years later, when we're good again, you could be when we trade for the 3 superstars and then they leave and
45 wins.
We're gonna have 20 wins this year.
But I'm saying, what is when you're good again? 45 wins?
No, we'll have Cam Thomas locked up. Then we're gonna start drafting. We'll get either Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, or Ace Bailey next year. Speaking of which,
wait, you're a Nets fan?
I'm a Nets fan, unfortunately. But
Barclays Center, baby. Barclays Center.
All right, Bobby. Nets or Knicks?
Beautiful place.
Nets or Knicks? Who you got?
I don't think either one has a cool mascot. So
no.
Brooklyn's as bland as they come.
It's tricky
honestly,
because.
can I just say something real quick before he makes that?
No.
Every team should have a mascot.
Yes.
Every team should have a mascot.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about like a live person that's just in a bit of in like a live action costume. Like, no, give me a cartoony mascot, damn it.
Knicks or Nets? Who you got, Bobby?
That's tough because you got the Barclays Center, the culture over there at the Barclays Center, the Liberty play at the Barclays Center. But you have the good players over on the other side.
Bobby? You weren't loyal to the Patriots. I don't expect you to value loyalty and how they were disloyal to Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. So I know you're probably going to end up with the Knicks right now because you, my friend, a great man, a great politician, but I'm sensing a sniff of disloyalty over here.
Sticks 2024.
Hey, disloyalty. My loyalty was to one single person, and he left New England.
True. So Knicks or Nets? What do you got? What do we got, Bobby?
The team sent you to a Super Bowl, and it was the greatest Super Bowl of all time.
He left New England.
If that doesn't make you not want to be a fan of that franchise, there is not a goddamn thing they could do.
Knicks or Nets?
What's the point now?
Knicks or Nets? What do you got, Bobby?
This is the tricky one. Do I go with the Liberty and with the Barclays Center, or do I go with actual good players on the team?
Listen to how you're talking right
Bobby,
now.
hop on the Nets now while we are terrible so you can be considered a diehard.
See, do I get or that way?
You want to know how you eliminate both of these right now? Everything that Ant is talking about, the Indiana Pacers will be better before the Nets. The Indiana Pacers will not be considered being a bandwagon.
Bobby, just give us 3 years, Bobby. Just give us 3
fucking
4 more years. 4 more years. We will fix
By the next election, we will be good again.
All right.
I've been hearing the left and right tell me that since I came out of my mother, okay? 4 more years.
Both sides.
It's not our fault. It's their fault. It's always the other side's fault. And in 4 years, we'll make your wildest dreams come
Exactly. That's what the
And
Brooklyn
look at
Nets
the
are.
shit that we're in now.
Nets 24. Nets 24. Hop on. We have Cam Thomas. We have Cam Johnson. We have Dennis Schroeder. Nick Claxton. This is the greatest team of all time right here. Dorian Finney-Smith. We got
Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton, Spicy P.
Nets or Knicks? We got Rob.
I might go with the Nets on this one.
Yes.
He takes that. Oh, I thought you were gonna take the headset. I was like, he takes the headset off.
Bobby, do you understand now that we've eliminated the Knicks that between the Pacers And between the Nets, there's only one viable option here. Because only one of these teams you can watch this season
Brooklyn.
and actually be somewhat proud. And it sure as hell ain't
When you go to the Barclays, everybody in the stand goes, Brooklyn. Brooklyn.
Hey, I don't know about the Nets, but I know the Liberty got Fat Joe.
They got Fat Joe?
Oh, yeah.
See?
Big Nets.
We got Fat
Liberty
Joe.
fan.
Time out. Don't use that as a pro. You were just hating on my man before.
I just said I don't know if it was a good idea or how they
You can't
handled.
even name one Fat Joe song. Stop it.
You're not wrong.
To the Rockaway. Yeah.
Do you even know what the name of that song is?
Who'd they get last night? Who'd they have last night?
Nobody. They had Ashanti
Nobody.
do the national anthem.
Love me some Ashanti.
Question is who
Ashanti
they're going
too.
to have tonight. So now it's between Brooklyn and
Indiana.
Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu. Or Ionescu. Or
Who do you like better, Sab or Caitlin?
Where did Sam play college ball?
Oregon.
Oregon.
So it doesn't even matter. UConn no longer has a
Which team, Indiana or New York, has more UConn players on it?
Oh, shoot. I picked the Nets and not the Knicks. I was going to say, well, that the one team has more Big East people than the other, but I can't say that
I
now.
just gotta be completely honest. I don't know why the hell we're equating WNBA teams as to picking this.
That's how Bobby Sticks
I don't
works.
think they give a damn about each other. The Liberty are worried about their championship. I don't think they're worried about the Nets championship. The owner group is worried about it because they own both. But, I don't think Sabrina Ionescu gives a damn if the Nets win the same way that, I think Caitlin Clark probably doesn't give a damn. She might care about a friend that's on the team, and Ionescu might have a friend that's on the team, but I don't think they give a damn. I think they have their own teams that they root for.
All right, Bobby, Nets or Pacers? You gotta make a decision. I'm giving you 1 minute.
Time starts now.
Do I trust Ben Simmons this season?
No. I'll give you that answer right there. No, absolutely not.
Is there anybody else on there that I can trust?
Cam
this
Thomas,
season?
Nick Claxton, Dennis Schroeder, Cameron Johnson. You got so many guys on this team.
He's got a clock going too.
Noah Clowney.
Oh man.
Do you want to enjoy basketball this season or not is the real question.
No, he wants to be a part of a team that builds. He wants to be there at the beginning.
I mean, technically,
It's a team
Indiana's
that's
kind of
building.
building too.
Thank you.
So
And they're farther along in the rebuild. And
Yeah, but he's hopping on mid-rebuild. This is like the beginning.
And
You gotta hop on at the beginning of this rebuild with the Brooklyn
You might
Nets.
as well just wait for the expansion teams that are coming in 2028 if you want to be in at the foundation level, my friend. We're at 45 seconds. Yeah, I will let you wait for one of those expansion teams, but then you gotta choose one of those expansion teams. Otherwise, I would like a damn answer in 5 seconds.
3, 2,
let's go with the
1.
Pacers. Let's see what happens.
Oh!
If I end up changing my mind years down the line, switching somewhere else, I don't know. But let's go with the Pacers.
You're breaking my heart, Rob. You're breaking my heart.
Bobby, the disloyalty is rampant right now. You need to be stopped.
Hey,
And
I'm trying to learn
you
more.
selfish bastard.
you selfish.
What do you mean I'm selfish?
You are selfish.
What?
You were trying to gain more support so that you'd have more friends to be miserable with, thus making him miserable.
Listen, we'll be miserable for 2 seasons, all right? We'll be miserable for 2 seasons, and then we'll be good again.
I thought
Henry
you guys were
Warriors
gonna
has
be
been-
miserable when Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden were there. I thought
Listen,
you were
we,
gonna be
we,
miserable
we
then.
just
What
can't be
happened?
trading for stars. We got to build our own stars, finally. The Nets don't build their own stars. They
You
just...
build stars and ship their asses out.
Who?
Did I just make a mistake? We will see. But I'm going to stick with what I just decided on. Did I just make a mistake? I don't know. But let's see.
Congratulations, Bobby. You have an NBA team. The Indiana Pacers.
And where are these expansion drafts happening? What team? What?
Vegas.
It's there's no reported teams just yet, but the likely favorites, Adam Silver says that they've had plans for expansion, that those teams should be up and playing their first seasons by 2028. Everybody's assuming Seattle because of what happened with the Thunder, and they are a great sports city who loves basketball and has been craving for a team ever since they left. And Mark Cuban just went on Shaq's podcast and said that me, you, and LeBron James should get together and put it in Vegas. And you know what? Maybe I leave the Lakers.
Oof! There it is.
Maybe I leave the Lakers.
For a Vegas
disrespect
team?
Kobe.
Imagine, it's not disrespect to Kobe. Kobe almost left us how many damn times? Detroit almost had it.
Almost is the key word.
Almost
is the key word. You're actually going to be leaving.
I bet you right now that if Kobe Bryant was still alive, he'd be in on that owner group.
No, because he's coach. He would be coaching his kids, and
he'd be in on the owner group.
He'd be coaching his kids. He'd also be doing films and doing other things that he was doing.
Shaq's involved in everything. He was a part owner of the.
Shaq's got his own media.
Kobe's not going to do as much as Shaq did. Shaq's just crazy.
Who's got the work? Listen, I love Shaq.
Shaq didn't have any work ethic for his years, and then he decided after he retired to have work ethic. Kobe was a crazy work ethic guy for 20-something years, and then finally decided to settle down once it was done because he burned himself out for those 20 years.
He won an Oscar.
Yeah. I mean, he did the voice acting. Did he actually edit it and make the film?
Nobody put a team together that did, and he wouldn't be the majority owner. He wouldn't be the majority owner. I'm saying I think he would have stake in on this team is what I'm saying.
Somewhat, yeah.
He wouldn't be running it all the way. I'm sure Mark Cuban's going to end up being the majority damn owner, but Shaq, LeBron, and Kobe, I bet you would have been in on this investment group.
Right? Shaq and Kobe owning the same team. That could go really horribly.
And you want to know right now, they wouldn't have us. They'd have small says and what would happen. Okay, you know what? How awesome would it be for the second time in my life to be a part of a franchise from day one? All right, from day one to watch it grow. Inter Miami's let me down because we're taking away from the integrity of the damn league. But you know what? I was there day one, way before Messi, when Lewis Morgan was scoring goals. Luis Robles was the damn captain. How awesome would that be to see for our second franchise in a row in Vegas? Maybe I'll do it.
Listen,
I don't know.
You're rooting for a team in soccer that has the GOAT on it.
No, Cristiano Ronaldo plays in Saudi Arabia. The fact of the matter is the MLS has bent rules to benefit us, and I don't like that. I feel like there's no integrity. I'm a man of integrity, but I'm stating right now, it's not like I'm leaving for a bandwagon team. This is no history, being the start of something new, getting in at the ground level, the foundation. Maybe I want to do that.
If Messi wins an MLS Cup, I think we all have to start thinking that he's, in fact, the GOAT of soccer.
If you could tell me how many MLS games there are in a season, I'll let you have an opinion on it. Go ahead right now.
There's 30.
3, 2, 1. No, there's not. No, there's not.
How many are there? 20?
Let's find out.
Oh! Listen, you have the GOAT on your team. You should be happy. He's going to get you an MLS Cup. Guys being ungrateful.
Right. I knew I was right. Thank you. It wasn't 30. It's 34.
So the Pacers, it looks like they're going to be on TV.
Tonight?
They play the Celtics tonight.
I'd watch that if I were you, Rob. Actually, no, but you're watching the Yankees. No, watching the Yanks tonight.
I'm going to have my phone going with the Pacers game, and I'm going to have this jersey on, this Judge jersey with this 2009 championship hat, watching that on my iPad. I'm probably going to be more focused on one game than the other because this game... all's on the line.
All is on the line tonight.
Why are we showing Wembanyama versus the Spurs when I could be watching the number 1 seeded Cavaliers
Wembanyama versus the Spurs?
Sorry, Wembanyama and the Spurs playing against the Thunder when I could be watching the number 1 ranked Cleveland Cavaliers take on LeBron James and the Lakers. What are we doing, ESPN?
LLP. That's the channel that's going to
Listen, we're anti-LA for the rest of this week, okay? Anti-LA.
Oh, yeah. Screw the area. Till Sunday.
We hate West Coast.
No, we hate the Dodgers. We don't hate the West Coast. Don't group me in that, dude. I'm a Lakers fan. I love the Lakers.
Listen, Magic Johnson's been at every Dodger game this World Series at the Dodgers side.
He's an owner.
Yeah. All right,
Why
but
wouldn't he
he's
be?
associated with the Lakers. He's associated with the Dodgers. So at that point, I
he's
hate the
associated
Dodgers.
with
I
Trent's
hate the
legacy.
Lakers on top of that.
He's nothing to do with the Lakers organization anymore besides being an ex-player.
You know, he was a terrible executive, but
Nah.
Terrible executive. You terrible exec.
Here we go.
Oh my.
Here we go. What have you done?
That's my blood pressure medication right there, buddy. I'm gonna have to pop an extra one now. A terrible traded for LeBron James. Locked up Anthony Davis. Are you bleeping freaking kidding? We won the goddamn bubble because of Magic Johnson.
it's not a real championship. Come on.
Oh.
You freaking wish the Nets won that championship. Okay? You wish. All right? If baseball was in a bubble, you'd wish the Yankees would win the championship.
Well,
as do I.
they didn't win the championship that year because it wasn't a real championship.
Okay, so I'm looking at the Pacers record right now. We're 1-3.
Oh,
Bobby, you might have made a bad choice.
I might have made a bad choice.
You're building
come to
for the
Brooklyn.
future,
Come to
not
Brooklyn.
the bandwagon.
Come to Brooklyn.
You know what? No, this could still be a rebuild. Beautiful.
Go be a Memphis Grizzlies fan.
No, he's gonna be a Net fan with me. Come on.
Utah Jazz.
No, I'm sticking with the Pacers. This could still be a rebuild. Let's go.
Oklahoma City Thunder. Portland Trail Blazers.
Or as you wanted, the Charlotte Hornets.
I want to meet a Charlotte Hornets fan so badly. Charlotte Hornets would have been awesome.
Pistons. Detroit Pistons.
Nah, I already made. I'm sticking with the Pacers. Fingers crossed. I would love to have you guys back at some point.
Anytime, Bobby, you let us know. We'll be there.
Yes, sir. We don't.
All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.